Hi, my name is Caroline Garcia. I'm an interdisciplinary artist that works across performance, moving image, and installation through a hybridized aesthetic of cross-cultural movement, embodied research, and new media. As part of the Tech Kit series offered by the partnership between New York Public Library for the Performing Arts and Pioneer Works, I'm going to share with you a concept that I have developed in my art practice called chroma key collaging or green screen collaging. You may be wondering, what exactly is chroma key collaging? Well, let me break it down for you. Chroma is a term that refers to colors or color hues. Keying is a visual effects and post-production technique for compositing or layering two images or two video streams together. Chroma keying uses a keying effect and bases it on color hues. You may also have heard it referred to as color keying or color compositing. It's a technique that typically removes a background from the subject of an image or moving image. You've most likely encountered this effect in a range of fields, from newscasting to Hollywood movie production, video games, and on Zoom to change our backgrounds, or even similar to this on Instagram stories. Commonly, the color used to do this is green, hence the term green screen. But why green? Because it differs most distinctly in hue from any human skin color. My artistic intervention in this case combines a technique of chroma keying with the process of collaging, which involves compositing or layering multiple images or moving images together. In this tutorial, we will explore the idea of repetition as a system of making, and also experiment with the possibility of chroma keying with color hues other than the conventional green, as well as chroma keying with or within the subject of an image, aka you, instead of your background. But before we get started, I wanted to share some examples of how I've used chroma keying in my art practice. Here is an excerpt of my video work Imperial Reminiscence that I made in 2018. This work interrogates the phenomenon of whitewashing in Hollywood films. One of the films that I directly reference is the black and white 1937 film The Good Earth. This short clip portrays a scene in which Austrian actor and dancer Lily Tosh dons yellow face to play the character Lotus, described as the Chinese sing-song girl. Here I have used chroma keying via a green screen to layer or insert the movie into the background of my performance, which creates an effect whereby my dancing body is layered or composited on top of Tosh's to draw attention to the whitewashing or yellow face that has taken place. Similarly, in my durational 32-minute performance called Fly Girl, which I created in 2016-2017, I have also used chroma keying to layer or insert a video background behind my dancing body. The only difference here is that instead of utilizing chroma keying as a post-production effect, meaning after everything has already been filmed or recorded, it occurs live in real time during the performance. This excerpt shows a clip I've sampled from the intro of the 90s sketch show In Living Color, which features an all-female dance troupe, the Fly Girls. In this performance, I repeat the 32-second routine 32 times over 32 minutes, which is equivalent to the duration of a whole episode of the show. My intention here is to comment on the way in which women's bodies have historically been used to fill gaps in masculine-dominated spaces, and so I insist on centering the Fly Girls by taking up space and time to resist this tradition in the entertainment industry.
Welcome, sweet human, to your practice. Get yourself settled in whatever shape feels most resonant for you.
And finally, here is an excerpt of my video work, Force of a .22 caliber bullet, which I made in 2021. I wanted to share an example with you all of when I experimented with using chroma keying in the subject rather than background. In this work, I wear a training apparatus around my head, which is used for boxing. It is essentially a ball that is on an elastic cord attached to a headband that I wrap around my forehead. For this performance, I continuously punch the ball, which I have painted the typical green screen color in pre-production, and in post-production, I have layered or inserted a video of a very colorful mantis shrimp to take the place of the color green. FYI, a mantis shrimp is an ocean predator that smashes its victims' shells to eat. This punch has the same force as firing a .22 caliber bullet. Now that we have some context and understanding of chroma keying, let's move on to chroma key collaging. The equipment that we'll be using today from your New York Public Library Tech Kit will include
the 12.9-inch iPad Pro with cellular data and the Logitech Slim Folio case with integrated keyboard. The password to unlock your iPad is 123456. The Logitech corded mouse and Behringer wireless headphones with Bluetooth are also optional if that is your preference and/or they meet your accessibility needs. We will also be using the GVM LED ring light with phone tripod stand kit and optionally the AB Shutter 3 remote to record yourself if that works best for your setup. The software that we will be using is iMovie, and we will also be accessing the Photo app, the Camera app, the Files app, Settings app, and your preferred web browser, whether that be the Safari app or Chrome app.
For this tutorial, we will be recording 3 different videos with the intention to layer them together using the chroma keying technique in iMovie. Please note that you can also apply this process to photos, but I would like to encourage you to experiment with videos as there is an inherent dynamic quality of movement once they are layered, which is super fun to create.
This video here is the chroma key collage that I created during the series of chroma key collaging classes that I taught at New York Public Library for the Performing Arts. It is just a quick example to share how versatile and how creative you can get with this process.
In terms of video content, the first video will be a composition of your body or a consenting body. The second video will be a landscape scene. And in the third video, we will film close-up details of an object. Ideally, each video will last for 45 to 60 seconds, and each video will focus on a specific color of your choosing. My only request is that it is please not green. Now for production. For the first video, I invite you to film a short composition of your body or a consenting body. I will be filming myself in front of a green screen, but please know that it is not necessary for you to also do so. The reason why I am using the green screen in this instance is to demonstrate that you can chroma key with other colors too. So I purposefully will not be choosing the green background in the post-production keying process.
As you can see, I've set up a basic green screen kit that includes a fabric curtain as a backdrop. I've set up my GVM LED ring light on the tripod stand so that it faces me at a 45-degree angle, and I've adjusted both knobs on the back to my desired intensity of light as well as temperature or warmth, which generally falls on a spectrum from a cool blue to warm yellow. My objective is to create a flat and even color, but what is great about iMovie and video editing software at large is that they can be quite forgiving, especially when you're working with what you've got and experimenting. So don't worry too much and just try your best. As for setting up the iPad to record yourself, I have propped it up on a table, and to get ready to record, I have opened the Camera app. I've selected video mode and tapped on the reverse icon to use the front camera, aka selfie mode. As you can see in my frame, I have composed a background that is half green and half white. This is simply to demonstrate that you can chroma key collage with or without a green screen background. Now that we have our equipment set up, we can return to the topic of color hues. The color matte that I have chosen for my first video's chroma key is purple. To further emphasize this, I have also opted for extra purple fabric to play and move with. However, this is optional. You could simply pick a colored piece of clothing, solid or patterned, that is not green, and work with that. Once you're ready to film, you can hit the red circle on the iPad camera to record and again to stop recording. Alternatively, you can use the AB Shutter 3 remote. To do so, you will need to connect the remote. Firstly, to turn it on, slide the switch on the side up so that it aligns with on. Then on your iPad, go to the Settings app and click on Bluetooth. Under where it says Devices, locate AB Shutter 3. Select it and wait till it connects. It will say connected. This will allow you to record yourself as well as stop recording without having to walk to and from where your iPad is set up, just by clicking on the button. But because mine is close, I'll be hitting the record button on the iPad. For the first video, I will be filming my torso and will perform slow, steady, and subtle movements. My movements are inspired by martial arts, but you can move any way that you would like. Please note that I've intended for my body to fill more than 50% of the frame. The chroma key collaging process works better with close-up shots, where the subject is big in the composition. To view your first video once you're done recording, you can open the Photos app and locate it there.
For the second video, a landscape scene, I invite you to either record or download a video from your web browser. You can choose any kind of landscape as long as it is not green. Some suggestions that would work nicely are a sunset, a beach, a coral reef, the galaxy, or even a desert. Just try to avoid jungles and forests for obvious reasons. What you choose is up to you. Simply type in the landscape that you are looking for into your web browser and search for your desired video.
Once you have selected a video, depending on what website it is from, it may allow you to download it and it will save directly into your downloads folder. In my case, my chosen landscape video, a Mortal Kombat City Highline, is not downloadable, so I will have to do a screen recording. To do so, you will need to swipe your finger down on the top right-hand corner of the iPad. A list of apps and widget options will appear. Click on the icon, which is a dot in a circle, to screen record, and it will start counting down from 3, 2, 1. When the dot turns red, it means that everything on your screen is being recorded, including sound if your video has audio. Tap anywhere outside of this to return to your video and hit play. Let your landscape video run in its entirety, and then click on the red icon on the top right-hand corner of your screen. This will ask you if you want to stop screen recording. Select Stop, and shortly you'll receive a notification on the top of your screen that the screen recording video was saved into your photos. We will need to edit this video because it recorded everything on your screen after the countdown. To do so, open the Photos app, select your landscape video and click on Edit on the top right-hand corner. Then you will see a timeline down the bottom where you can trim the video to where you want it to start and finish just by dragging the little arrows on the sides. You know this is working when it is highlighted in yellow. When you're happy with the duration, we will need to crop the video. On the left-hand side, there is a bar of editing options. Tap on the bottom icon to crop. You can do so by dragging the corners or sides of the perimeter of your landscape video. Then click on Done on the top right-hand corner once you've finished editing.
For the third video, which features close-up details of an object, I invite you to open up the camera app on your iPad and record an object of your choosing. I would suggest selecting an object that features a predominant color other than green.
I have chosen little Cholula hot sauce sachets for my object. I decided to lay them on some pink fabric for an extra pop of color. In terms of equipment, I would recommend using your ring light 2 for this if you wish. To produce this video, you can film by zooming in and out, moving your iPad carefully around the object, or even by moving the object slowly in front of the back camera lens, if you don't mind your fingers being in the shot. There is no right or wrong. Just make sure that the object takes up most of the frame. To record, press the red button and tap it again to stop recording.
Now that we have our 3 videos recorded, video number 1, body, video number 2, landscape, and video number 3, object, we can now move on to the post-production video editing process.
Firstly, open up your iMovie app. It is a purple square with a video camera icon in the middle of a white star. When you open up iMovie, click Create Project or the large plus symbol, and then 2 options will pop up. Go ahead and select the video option. If your version of iMovie does not look like mine, Create Project may be at the bottom of your screen. Then you will be prompted to select your media. Be sure to choose the landscape video first. Once you click on it, you will know it has been selected because of the blue tick. Then click on Create Movie, located on the bottom of your screen. If you need to edit your landscape video, now is a good time to do it. Select the video on the timeline and it will be highlighted in yellow. When you do so, editing prompts will pop up at the bottom of the screen. You can see a number of tools including action, speed, volume, titles, and filters. I'm going to add an additional filter on mine from this toolbar, as well as zoom into the video by selecting the magnifying glass on the top right-hand corner of the playback area. And we'll use my fingers and pinch in to zoom. Once you are happy with your landscape video, let's go ahead and add the video of your body. Be sure to skim to the beginning or where you want your second video to start by sliding the video timeline to the start of the playhead with your finger, or you can click on the Rewind to Start button. If your media list doesn't automatically appear on the right-hand side of your screen like it does on mine, you can click the plus symbol on the top right-hand corner. Then click on Video to locate your file and then select the video that you took of your body. Once selected, 3 options will appear. You will see an add icon, a playback icon, and 3 dots or an ellipsis, which is the More Options icon. Click on More Options. Once you do, a whole list of options will appear in the middle of your screen. Select Green Blue Screen and wait for this to load. Once it's done, you will see the video of your body in the main playback screen, and if you had a green backdrop like I do, you will notice that it automatically keyed into that green, showing your landscape video composited in the background. However, since green is not the color that we intended as our chroma key for this layer, we will have to reset this default setting. To do this, click on the video of your body in the timeline. It will appear as a thinner video stream than your landscape video and will be highlighted in yellow once selected. Then click on Reset on the top left-hand corner of your video playback. You will then be prompted to tap a color to make it transparent. So go ahead and tap on the color you had planned on. In my case, this is purple. Now you will see that everything purple in the video of my body is now presenting as the landscape video, aka Mortal Kombat scene. I would like to bring your attention to 2 video options for this green-blue screen function. On the top right-hand corner of your video playback, you will see 2 options. The top option is Strength. This allows you to control how strong the keying effect or transparency is. You can experiment with this by using the slider. The bottom option is a cropping tool. This allows you to crop your featured video by dragging the corners to exclude certain areas if you wish. When you're happy with your video, you will need to save it. To do so, click on Done on the top left-hand corner. Then to export the video, click on the share icon that looks like a box with an upward pointing arrow in the middle here, and tap Save to Files. I recommend renaming your file chroma keyed number 1 by tapping on the file name and changing it and then hitting Save. This is optional as long as you can locate this video somehow for the next step.
Congratulations, we have completed our first collage.
I invite you to repeat this process a second time, now with different video files. Let's tap on the Create Project or the plus symbol and select Movie. Then we will select our object video first and click on Create Movie at the bottom of the screen. This is when you can edit your video if desired, as previously explained in the first step. My video is only about 30 seconds long, which is perfectly fine, but I want to match the length of my other video, just for duration's sake. I will be duplicating it 3 times using the Actions tool and removing the default transitions. To do so, you click on each of the transition icons in between each movie and select None on the panel of options at the bottom of your screen. Once you are happy with your object video, I invite you to add the video that we just exported and renamed chroma key number 1. If your media list doesn't appear automatically on the top of the right-hand side of your screen like it does on mine, you can click on the plus symbol on the top right-hand corner. Then click on Files, this time to locate your video chroma key number 1, and then select this video. Once it is selected, 3 options will appear in the middle of your screen. Go ahead and click on More. Then, like we did before, select Green, Blue Screen, and wait for this to load. Once it's done, you will see the chroma keyed number 1 video in the main playback screen, and if you had a green screen backdrop like I did, you will notice that again it automatically keyed into that green, showing your object video composited in the background. Again, since green is not the color that we intended as our chroma key for our landscape layer, we will have to reset this default setting. So, click on the chroma key number 1 video on the top of your timeline. It will appear as a thinner stream than your object and will be highlighted in yellow once selected. Then click on Reset on the top left-hand corner of your video playback. You will again be prompted to tap a color and make it transparent. So go ahead and tap on the color you had planned on. In this case, mine is blue. Now you will see that everything blue in the chroma keyed number 1 video is now presenting as the object video, aka Cholula hot sauce. Note that you can reset the green-blue screen function as many times as you want by hitting the video on the timeline and tapping on Reset. The last thing I'm going to do is skim to the end and trim my video so that they end at the same time. Once you're happy with your video, go ahead and save it. Like we did before, click on Done on the top left-hand corner, then to export the video, click on the share icon that looks like a box with an upward pointing arrow, and tap Save to Files. I recommend renaming your file chroma keyed number 2 by tapping on the file name and changing it, and then hitting Save. This is optional as long as you can locate this video.
1, fight!
Congratulations! We have completed our chroma key collaging tutorial using the chroma key effect in iMovie using colors other than green. We have also successfully combined 3 video streams together through a repetition of layering 2 times. Of course, this process can be repeated numerous times to create more complex collages. For instance, in the next layer, you can choose to key into the color of your object, but for now this tutorial will have to end here. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you've enjoyed chroma key collaging with me.